Strolling along, we are in Oakwood Cemetery, located on Chicago's south side. We are coming up to the gravesite of one James Colosimo, born February 16th of 1878 and dying on May 11th of 1920. It is unknown to me what section James is in, but being that he's in a private mausoleum, it is relatively easy to find. Born Vincenzo Colosimo in Cosenza, Calabria, Italy, his parents were Luigi Colosimo and Giuseppina Mascaro. Colosimo and his parents immigrated from Calabria, Italy in 1895. Upon arrival, they settled in Chicago's Levy district on the south side of the city. Colosimo served as bagman for the insanely corrupt alderman duo Bathhouse John Coolin and Hinky Dink Mike Kenna. Making the rounds in the Levy district, young Colosimo made the acquaintance of a homely but prosperous madam who liked his classy but sometimes flashy style, and decided the two had a future business if not romantic venture together. Eventually, James was known as Big Jim or Diamond Jim Colosimo, Vice Lord of the Levy, whose large sums of dough from pimping and gambling allowed him to refine his taste to a more classy style. In 1910, he opened Chicago's most opulent nightclub, Colosimo's Cafe, located at 2126 South Wabash Avenue in Chicago. Colosimo's featured some of the best entertainers of the era who performed at the club. Not to mention, some of Chicago's wealthiest citizens were patrons at the club. The clientele at the cafe enjoyed rubbing shoulders with some of the worst criminal badasses the city of Chicago had to offer. Moving along, when Big Jim was being harassed by the city's black-hand extortionists, he sent to Brooklyn for Johnny Torrio, who some authors have stated Torrio is Colosimo's wife's cousin, while others have stated Torrio is Colosimo's nephew. Needless to say, Torrio's suave manners belied his efficiency at simply murdering Colosimo's agitators. With this little assignment done and over with, Colosimo promoted Torrio to manager of Colosimo's Vice Empire. With that said, Torrio sent for his scar-faced protege. While this is going on, Diamond Jim had grown tired of his frumpy wife, who had sponsored his early enterprises and dumped her for the beautiful young songbird, the lovely Dale Winter. In recapturing his forgotten youth, the lovesick Colosimo not only left Torrio in charge of his vice empire, but displayed zero interest in capitalizing on the lucrative opportunities offered by prohibition. On May 11th of 1920, 2 weeks after the lovesick couple married, Colosimo was found in the vestibule of his cafe, with blood pouring out of his lifeless, bullet-riddled cadaver. The police initially suspected the brothers of the wife, who had been scorned, divorced, and pretty much humiliated, of the murder. But after the discovery of one Frankie Yale, who happened to be in town at the same time of the murder, pretty much eliminated the old theory, and it was now thought that Yale was the trigger piece. After Colosimo's demise, Torrio and Capone expanded Colosimo's lucrative empire into something never before seen in America. The dough was rolling in. On a final thought, I highly recommend reading the book The First Vice Lord, Big Jim Colosimo and the Ladies of the Levy by Arthur J. Bielek. This book came out in 2008.